Welcome to the podium, Alex. We're going to go straight to questions. First up will be Troy Clardy.
Alex, congrats on advancing. Overall, from a team standpoint, what were some of the big differences, obviously from a mental standpoint and from a pure baseball standpoint, between Game 1 and today?
The differences between Game 1 and today, I think we just came out ready to roll. I think Game 1, we were just a little happy to be here, and I think we kind of took it upon ourselves today to get back to what we were doing is hit the ball. That's what we've been doing all year, and our offense did a hell of a job. And I think just attacking and playing our game, we just had to get comfortable, and we're ready to roll.
Troy, do you have another question?
Yes, and for you, the first 3 innings, pretty smooth. Final 2 and a third, maybe some bumps in the road there. How would you sum up your day and some things that you can take going forward for the remainder of the event?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just didn't have my best stuff today. It kind of showed. I got a little tired there. I think I just wasn't in the best state of mind, but at the end of the day, very fortunate enough to have our offense pick me up today. We've been picking each other up all year, and Paul did a hell of a job coming in after me. And moving forward, I'm going to get another chance to pitch in this thing, and I'll be ready. I think I just need to get back after it and get back to what I do best and trust my stuff and attack.
Alex, can you talk to us about pitching with a big lead with that third inning with them scoring 7 runs? How did that change your approach in the later innings?
Yeah. Personally, I think I pitch best when it's a close game. I think it showed when we got a little bit of a big lead. I kind of got taken out of my competitive mentality a little bit, which ended up hurting me. And so I started throwing a little slower, started being a little flatter. Obviously, it's great to have our offense compete in the way they're doing and helping me out. I just need to find a way to keep attacking and doing what I do when it is a big lead game. So at the end of the day, I think having a big lead kind of hurt me pitching-wise, but helped the team out. And so really happy the way things worked out for us today.
Troy, you're up.
Big keys going forward for the squad. Now that you've got a win in the column here in Omaha, big keys going forward for the team.
Big keys going forward. Keep this momentum rolling. Keep the attack. Keep the camaraderie and the just the approach that we've had all year. Our offense clearly was able to put some things together. A lot of respect for what we've been able to do all year. And Eski's been saying it all year. Just play our game. And so moving forward, we just got to stick with it, play our game, and things will take care of themselves. I'm excited for what we got coming up in these next few days.
Alex, can you talk about the difference between Saturday and today for the team?
Difference between Saturday and today, I think Saturday we were just caught a little flat. I think we were still just getting our feet wet a little bit, a little starstruck. I think just playing in this atmosphere is a lot different than what we're used to. I mean, back at Stanford, we have 500 fans a game, if that. And so just kind of getting used to playing in a different environment and knowing that this game is the same game no matter what field you're on. And so today we were able to finally settle in and play our game, and it showed both from offense and then from Polish picking me up.
Awesome. If there's nothing else for Alex, we will let him go celebrate his win today. Congratulations and have a great evening.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
We will be joined here shortly by Brock Jones. Welcome to the podium, Brock. Congratulations on the win. We will open it up to questions. Can you start just talking about your day at the plate?
Yeah, I was actually just talking with Eski a little bit about it. Happy and unhappy in some aspects. I kind of threw away some at-bats throughout the game, but I'm glad that I was able to come back and hit and get that big homer there to end it, kind of put the icing on top. But, things started out great for offense. Hitting's contagious, so, we had a lot of momentum rolling early, then it kind of started to shift towards their dugout. So once we were able to get it back, we were able to just keep rolling.
Jacob Henry.
Hi, Brock. Jacob here. We're from the Stanford Daily. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how the team's mindset at the plate changed from Saturday to today.
Yeah, I think, it was really just us coming out and being loose. I think, Saturday were kind of uptight a little bit, a little nervous, like Alex said, a little starstruck as well. You know, being in this atmosphere it's totally different than what we're used to, like Alex said. But I think today, you know, we were able to come out and just be loose, have some fun, and we've played Arizona earlier on in the year, so we kind of knew what to expect, and you know, I think that just got us the win today.
Troy Clardy.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was going to ask you a little bit about that. How does the familiarity between you and Arizona, how did that kind of affect the dynamic of some things we might have seen out there today?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we really don't care about who the opponent is. You know, it's the same game, whether we're here, whether we're at Stanford, whoever we're playing. It's the same game, so we really don't care who the opponent is. I actually got a lot of good buddies over there, and they got a really good ball club over there at U of A as well. So obviously familiarity is a big deal, but at the end of the day, it's the same game.
John Miyatawa.
John Miyatawa with the World Herald. Brock, what did you make any adjustments leading up to that at bat where you hit the home run, or maybe what distinguished that at bat for you? You mentioned that you were glad that you ended somewhat on a high note there.
Yeah, I think the game started to speed up a little bit for me throughout the game. You know, I started to chase pitches down, some off-speed down, and I think, you know, just slowing the game down. And I usually tell myself to just be really aggressive and swing hard. That's kind of my cue, because sometimes I take some passive swings and I'm a little passive in the box. So I think that's kind of my cue. And when things are going well, I really don't know what pitch is being thrown, where it's even located. It's kind of just, I'm going to get my swing off and I'm going to go.
Jacob Henry.
Hey, Brock, I was moving forward going to be facing the loser of NC State and Vanderbilt. Given that you had history with Arizona, do you have a team that you would rather face, either come back against NC State or play against Vanderbilt?
I mean, like I said earlier, I really don't think it matters who we play, and I really don't think any of us have a preference, because I got a lot of faith and a lot of confidence in this ball club and where we're at right now, and I think we're going to ride this confidence out throughout the rest of the tournament.
And final question, John Miyatawa.
John Miyatawa with the World Herald again. Man, Brock, you were close to making a couple spectacular catches out there. How close did you feel, and what's it like playing center field in this ballpark with so much room to roam?
It plays pretty straight up. We had some crosswinds today that kind of were moving around a little bit, but I definitely should have made both those plays. The first one especially tipped off the end of my glove, so I was pretty upset about that one. Second one, you know, was just a little out past my glove there, but you know, I got a good jump and was able to get pretty close. But you know, I'm glad that we were able to just get the runs back on offense and get momentum back.
Thank you, Brock. Congrats on the win and enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
We will be joined next by head coach David Esker. We will start with an opening statement from him, and then we'll move on to questions. Congrats, Coach. You're up with an opening statement.
Okay. Just a great effort by our team today. You know, a team that didn't want to end their season and didn't want to go home, and one that wants to, you know, get some momentum and keep playing in the World Series here. So, really appreciate Brock and Alex. You know, I thought they played great, and they point to a couple of things they felt like maybe they didn't have their best or gave some at bats away, but that's just kind of the competitors that they are. Alex did a great job getting us into the sixth inning, and we could not have done it without him. And those are just valuable innings, especially when we had a lead. And sometimes it's tough to pitch with a lead, right? I mean, you've got a cushion, and you may not have that edge that you count on when the game's close. But I thought he did a great job, took us as far as we needed to, and we handed up to Jacob Palish, and him going the rest of the way was just huge for us. And if you look up and down our lineup, I mean, I think we had 4 or 5 guys who had 3 hits today. So offensively, we just were more comfortable at the plate. We talked a lot about it, you know, just about our comfort level and just being able to trust ourselves being out here and, you know, not worry about failure and that we got support. You know, the teammates are going to support them regardless, and we just need them to kind of go for it and relax. And that's what it looked like our offense was like today.
Coach, what was the difference between Saturday and today, just with your team as a whole?
Yeah, it's real subtle, right? I didn't think we played like ourselves necessarily on Saturday, but it wasn't because they weren't trying. I thought they were trying hard, and it was just getting comfortable. You know, sometimes you get in this atmosphere, and although the game is the same, and the bases are 90 feet and mounds 60 feet 6 inches, and it's all the same baseball game, sometimes the atmosphere can change it a little bit, and maybe you try a little hard, or you make it a little bit bigger than it really is. And I think once our guys found out that it's just the same baseball game, and we've just got to trust ourselves and really play just, you know, no consequence baseball, right? We just got to go for it, and we'll take our chances. We've been doing that all year, and we've had to do it by being loose and free, and we just maybe got a little bit away from that. You know, I think North Carolina State scoring a couple runs in the first inning kind of gets you back on your heels a little bit, and you maybe just try too hard. But it was a different team today, and that's how we have been like most of the year, and we just kind of grinded out, you know, and I think Alex was the epitome of how we've been doing things. He may not have felt like he was just mowing right through them, but he just gave us enough and was on top of them enough and had enough control of his fastball and was able to put them away early and just kind of, you know, minimize any damage that could happen that would get them back into the game. So great team effort today.
Troy Clardy.
Hey, Coach, facing the Arizona Wildcats, familiar opponent, clearly. How did that affect some things that we saw out there today?
Well, you know, obviously maybe the preparation wouldn't have taken as long because, you know, Coach Eager and Coach Rodriguez and Coach Nicholson were familiar with the faces. But that's a great team, right? It's probably the best offensive team in the country. That's what we were facing today, and one that you really, if you score some runs, you've got to keep tacking on runs and not let your guard down. At 10-0, I don't think that was a completely comfortable lead for us, right? We were probably, I kept on telling the guys in the dugout not to let our guard down because we're facing a team that can strike at will. But our pitching staff just did a great job, and, you know, Alex handed it off to Jacob, and Jacob just was able to keep him at bay enough. And we made some plays on defense. You know, we take pride in our defense, and we talk about, you know, suffocating them with defense, which means, you know, maybe they could square a baseball up and hit it well, but still not be rewarded for it because we play good defense behind them. That's something we did not do on the opening game versus North Carolina State. We gave them too much, and then whatever little they could do off of Brendan Beck, you know, cost him.
John Niatawa.
John Niatawa with the World Herald. After Saturday, I mean, you kind of touched on this, but do you say something to the team in terms of trying to get them to relax, or do you just assume it happens naturally? I don't know if there are any special coaching techniques that you can use to.
I don't have many special coaching techniques, but I will share with you. I don't know if it's an analogy or a metaphor. I talked to them about walking across the floor on a 2x4, where, you know, you're able to do it easily with very little anxiety when it's laying on the floor. But if you put it 20 feet off the ground, it's the same action, but there's a little more tension to it. And just wanted to tell them that they're capable of walking on a 2x4 20 feet off the ground. They're not going to die because we got 35 guys on our team that are going to be holding a net beneath them, and just go for it. You know, make it as normal as we can, relax, and they're capable of doing it. And it's just a matter of trusting that there's going to be, you know, no bad consequence if they risk, you know, courageously. And that's all I hope for, is that they play free and courageous, and we'll take the results.
Kylan Mills.
Hey, Coach. Sorry, just unmuting. Kylan with Cron 4. At this stage in the game, obviously your celebrations have to be short-lived. How do you try to kind of change the mentality from celebrating this win and a big win to preparing for the next game in just 2 days?
Yeah, well, I told them that one of my wishes for today was to make sure that we had practice at 10 a.m. tomorrow, right, and we can get back to work. And we'll see who we're going to play tonight after the results of the Vanderbilt North Carolina State game, and we'll go to work. My coaching staff will do a great job preparing, and we'll have a game plan, and then we'll turn it over to the players, right? We'll practice tomorrow and keep them loose and prepared, and then we'll game plan for them offensively and defensively, and then we turn it over to the players to take it from there and hopefully guide them in the right direction.
Jacob Henry.
Hey, Coach, Jacob here with the Stanford Daily. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about how your strategy would change if you played NC State, who you've already played, or against a brand new opponent in Vanderbilt.
Yeah, no real huge strategy there, right? I mean, it's about Coach Eager coming up with a pitch plan to get the hitters out. Coach Rodriguez putting them in the right position. Hopefully, we're in front of it when they do hit it. And then also Coach Nicholson and Rodriguez, scouting the pitchers out and giving us the best game plan to attacking them in order to score runs. And my assistant coaches have done just a phenomenal job of preparing. And today was indicative of that. This was a win that my assistant coaches just put our guys in the right spot, prepared them with the right information. And Coach Eager did an unbelievable job of calling pitches and getting our pitchers through each inning.
We'll go 2 more questions. First up is Troy Clardy.
Well, on Saturday, you were hoping to be in this position, having to think about a Game 3 starter. Any initial indications on where you might be leaning there at this point?
Yeah, I think we're just going to kitchen sink it on the next game, right? We're going to throw everything at them and just try to match up for 9 innings the best we can. Hopefully offense enough to win, and then spin it right back around to Brendan Beck, and that's probably kind of our plan. But we'll use everybody. We'll match up, depending on who the opponent is, whether it's left or right. We've got Drew Dowd and Quinn Matthews from the left side, and we could start Zach Gretsch on the right side. We'll do whatever it takes. There's nothing to save it for, and I trust Coach Eager will put in a good plan, and we'll talk about what the best way to navigate 9 innings will be, and then hopefully our bats show up to give us some breathing room to pitch.
And final question, John Niatawa.
Yeah, John Niatawa with the World Herald. You mentioned Brock maybe being self-critical despite having a really good day, and I mean, he has had a really good NCAA tournament. I guess what is it, the competitiveness then that really stands out about what he's done or what's led to some of this success, or what have you seen from him that has allowed him to really flourish here over the last couple of years?
Well, we all benefit from it. I mean, I think they just feed off of each other. We just have such competitors on our team, and they don't want to give up at bats, and they want to do what's best for the ball club. And when you have a day like he has, he looks toward the 3 at bats that he maybe didn't perform, but it was the 3 that he did perform that helped us win the game. And that's what great competitors do. They're not satisfied. I mean, they can accept the results, and obviously I think he's happy about the team winning. He just wants to do more to help us more often, and so that's just a great competitor in him. But he's not in a bad mood. He just wants to figure out a way to maybe cut down those 3 strikeouts.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on
All right.
the win, and good luck moving forward.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Again, if you need to find the video of this, it's on the NCAA Digital Media Hub. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We will now begin with an opening statement from Coach Jay Johnson, and then go to questions. Use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Coach, please go ahead with a brief opening statement.
Yeah, tough day today, obviously. Tip your hat to Stanford. They were ready to play. They hit everything. And, 24 hours or 36 hours of disappointment here is not going to change the accomplishments of our team. I'm very proud of them. First outright conference championship team at the University of Arizona in 29 years, 45 wins, national seed, host a regional, super regional, be champions of both of those, and lost to 2 really good opponents here in terms of Vanderbilt in a really tough game. The other night, I was proud of the way we competed in that. And then today, they were just better. Like I said, we left a lot of pitches up and over the plate, and they hit everything.
Thank you, Coach. Now we'll go to questions. First, we'll start with Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Yes, Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. Jay, what was the gist of your message to the team in the dugout after the game?
Yeah, we're going to wrap up here when we get back to the hotel to do that justice. The NCAA wants you to move along out of respect for the teams coming in, so there wasn't really enough time to do that and adequately do that. So we'll go back to the hotel and talk about some things. I mean, and I'll keep most of that between us, but it's just I'm really proud of them. I mean, I really believed we could be here. I believed we could be a championship team, and we were. And again, it's one thing to think you have that, talk about doing it, say you're going to do it, and actually go out and do it. And I'm really proud of these guys. Great baseball team, made up of great competitors and great character. And so it's going to be tough. This is a tough group to say goodbye to, and we'll have some of them back, but collectively pretty special. And we're going to make sure we know that how I feel about them.
All right, next we'll go to Teddy. Teddy, state your name and affiliation.
Teddy Cahill, Baseball America. Jay, just what kind of growth did you see out of this team, especially in the second half of the season and into the postseason?
Yeah, tremendous growth, and good question, Teddy. I think, this year felt like 2 years into one. A lot of the main players in 2020, when we felt like we had a team that could get here and it was shut down by COVID, returned with the exception of two. And so this was like 2 years in the making. With that being said, I do think we improved. I think they handled the whole COVID thing extremely well. We had a really productive, or as productive as you could have, summer, productive fall. Lost two of the three first games of the season, made some adjustments, and really got better as the year went on. I mean, to only lose, I think, 2 series the entire year in the conference that we play and the schedule that we play is a great accomplishment. But I thought we got better as we went. And in my opinion here, nothing really changed. We just ran into 2 worthy opponents where the margin between winning and losing that game Saturday night against Vanderbilt was incredibly small, and they put themselves on the right side of that. And then today we just got beat by a good team. And, but I thought we grew. I thought some guys really made some steps forward. I think some guys played their ways into professional opportunities. Guys played their way into, being elite college players, and all in all, just a great team. So very proud of them, and yeah.
Next, we'll go to Brian. Brian, unmute yourself and state your name and affiliation.
Brian Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. Jay, you mentioned that a lot of pitches were kept up. Was that what you were seeing from Garrett? Was he just not able to keep the ball down?
Yeah, I think they had a really good plan against him, and he made some mistakes, and those are big, strong, physical guys, at least in terms of the Pac-12, the 2 most physical teams made it here, in us and them, and we knew Williams was going to be tough. I mean, he made it hard on us in the regular season matchup, and there wasn't a lot of margin for error. Tip my hat to Garrett to getting out of the jam in the first with no runs, and then got a 1-2-3 second. But then as we just were moving forward, it was just, he'd leave a ball up and they make him pay. And he hasn't done that. He had a phenomenal season for us. We won 9 of the 10 starts he had in Pac-12 play. All he does is win, at least that's what it feels like. So today was kind of an anomaly. And I'll tip my hat to Stanford. Those guys got some grown man swings off on mistake pitches.
Again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand feature. We'll now go to David. David, go ahead.
Hey, Jay, Alex Williams had some success against you guys up at Palo Alto. What was the plan coming in today to try to be more effective against him? And how do you feel it went early there?
Yeah, great question. The plan was last time we looked like we were trying to do too much with him. He has good movement on his fastball where you feel like it's going to be on your barrel, then it moves off. Is a really, really plus changeup. I don't know where he sits as a draft prospect, but for me, that's one of the best pitchers that we've seen the entire season, and should be talked about as a draft prospect. But it was really staying on the ball, really hitting the ball where it was pitched, because if you try to do too much, that's where he's going to beat you with his run, on his fastball and then softening you up with the changeup. And we hit too many fly balls early in the game. It was very abnormal, out of character, and I don't know if that was just that he had some ride and it was getting underneath, or guys, didn't stay in plan. I'll have to look at that a little bit closer. We did start to put together some at-bats against him. Again, it's 5 runs in 6 innings, but, at one time they had more hits than outs in, like, the 5th inning, and you're not going to win in Omaha when that's the case.
All right, next we'll go to Sean. Again, please state your name and affiliation.
Sean Fagan, the Daily Wildcat. Coach, even with the tough loss, was there anything that you saw from the game that you liked from your players and what they were doing?
Well, when it was 10-0, it was going to be hard to come back and win that game against that quality of team. And, we just met in the dugout and just said, hey, like, not that I don't care if we win, but let's be realistic about what's going on here. There's no way a group of this good a character that are this good of competitors is going to go out like this. And then we immediately scored 2 and then scored 3, and it was 10-5. And so now you're thinking with our offense, the daytime, if we can get some zeros up, we might have a chance to claw back in it. So I was really proud of them for that. We just couldn't keep them off the board in the ballpark, off the barrel of the bat, and it made it really difficult to get any solid momentum and coming back.
Again, use the raise hand function if you have a question. We'll now go to Michael.
Chandler Murphy had excelled in exactly the type of situation you brought him into today many times this season. What was kind of missing from his arsenal today, do you think?
Yeah, I think he got a lot of the plate with his pitches, and they were right at the mid-thigh or the belt. And when you're looking at, and I'm going down their list of, Eddie Park, Tawa, Jones, Huff, Robinson, all those guys had multiple hits. Drew Bowser had 3 hits. Adam Crampton had 2 hits, and Tommy Troy hit one into orbit. So I just think we missed over the plate too much, and I'd have to go back and watch it to say. But, yeah, it was a lot of the same with Garrett. And those guys are quality pitchers and have been good for us. They're 2 of the biggest reasons we're in Omaha right now. But they made mistakes, and Stanford was on it today.
All right, we have a question from Brian. Brian, state your name and affiliation, please.
Brian Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. How important was it late in the game to get in as many of the guys as possible to add to the experience?
Well, all of them deserve it. I think we got all but one player in the game, and we just needed one more guy to get on base. We hit into a double play in the late innings. That kind of hurt that, but I love every one of these guys. This is a special team. Every single one of them, the 27 that are here, a lot of guys that aren't here, they've poured everything they had into our program. And going back to the last 15 games of 2019, the start of the COVID year and this year, they've been incredibly successful. And it speaks to the quality of players that we have, that they were, and the quality of people that they are and will continue to be. So I wanted to get as many of them as an opportunity as I could, and like I said, we fell one guy short, which I'm disappointed about that. But it wasn't my plan going in today to, hey, let's make sure we get everybody in the game. Unfortunately, the game turned out to be that way.
All right, we'll have one more question. We'll go to Michael. Michael, go ahead.
Yes, Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star. What does it say about Dante that his, presumably last 2 at-bats as a Wildcat were, line drives that to the shortstop and second baseman?
Yeah, it's well documented with you, Michael, how I feel about him. If there's a recruit, a young player at home and wants to play baseball at Arizona, look at number 23. And as a person, as a player, and they don't make them like that, very often. And I would assume, somebody's going to give them a professional opportunity. If people are paying attention, they should. I just kind of glanced up at the board and I saw a stat that he'd only swung and missed at 2 pitches that were over 93 miles an hour the entire season. That screams major league hitter to me. And so he's a special one, and one we're going to miss. And his on-the-field contribution was amazing. I thought it was awesome that he was named first-team All-American the other day. He certainly deserved it. And the only thing he's better at than playing baseball is he's a first class and quality human being.
Thank you, Coach, for your time today.
Thank you.
We will be joined momentarily by Dante Williams. Please use this time to raise or lower your hand as necessary. We are now joined by Dante Williams. Please use the raise hand function to indicate if you would like to ask a question. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation as the student athlete cannot see you. So first we'll go to Sean. Sean, go ahead.
Sean Fagan at the Daily Wildcat. Dante, what is it that you as a team were either saying, or what did you guys do when you got together after you were down 10-0?
Just keep going. You can never count our offense out. We've been there plenty of times in the season. Just get it to the next guy. Just go up there and have a competitive AB. And, we trust one another. So, that's what we did. We continue to do it throughout the game.
Okay, our next question will go to Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Yes, Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. Dante, what are you going to remember the most about this team?
Everything. From the locker room, weight room, the competitiveness, the music in the hitting facility. Every day they just come out and, give everything that they have, and that's why we're in this situation. It's just I'm blessed to be a part of this team. I'm very grateful with the group of men that we have and what they developed to become, and every memory on this point. I'm just thankful for everything.
All right, our next question is from Brian. Please state your name.
Brian Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. Dante, is it hard right now to not think about all the accomplishments and success you guys have had?
Yeah, we made it to the College World Series. That's everybody's dream growing up. So, this team was special. This team was very special, and it's just hard.
Next question is from David.
Hey, David Kelly, News 4 Tucson. Dante, just capsulize your experience there this week from, the time you got to Omaha to walking into that ballpark for the first time as a kid. I'm sure that grew up wanting to play there. Just, how you kind of took it all in.
We talk about staying in the moment, being present all the time. So, when it was that time to, just soak it all in, that's what we all did. We just look at the crowd, the venues, hotel, the food around the hotel and everything. We just made every moment the most. When it was time to play, we just came out and, stayed in the moment. And, we just competed. And I think that's why we came out here. It was a great experience. And, it was everything I dreamed of it to be. So I'm just happy I got the chance to be here with this group of guys.
Next, we'll go to Alec. Alec, please state your name and affiliation.
Alec White, Arizona Daily Star. Dante, you've been one of the leaders on this team the last couple of years, but there's been a lot of freshmen that have stepped up. Do you think you're leaving the program in capable hands with a bright future?
We got 30 leaders on this team. I don't see myself as just the individual guy on this team. There's 30 other guys in that locker room that's bleeding right now, and they bring different characteristics to the team. Every one of them are leaders in my eyes. I think whoever wants to run the program, whatever you guys want to call it, there's going to be a ton of guys that's going to step up to the plate and do what they can do to carry the team, to keep pushing the team, and just keep the train going.
Again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand function. We'll now go to Michael. Please state your name and affiliation.
Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star. Some of your last at-bats that you guys had today, Daniel hit a bullet to second base. That was a double play. Kobe hit a ball that the guy jumped for to maybe rob him of a home run. And your last at-bat was a hard line drive to the second baseman. That just sort of represent what this day was. It's kind of one of those days in baseball.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you hit the ball hard. You can't do anything after you hit the ball. So it's out of your hand. We put great swings on it, and just didn't go our way, I guess you could say. We had a lot of opportunities in the game, but I mean, with that being said, staying in the moment and just being up there and competing, that's all we can do. Just giving it our 110%. So that we swung the bat, we hit the ball hard, so that's all we could ask.
Strategy there.
Go ahead, Mike.
Once the game, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dante?
Yeah.
Once the game got out of hand, Jay kind of emptied the bench a little bit. He got George Arias in the game, and Blake and Chase. What did it mean for the rest of you guys to see some of your teammates who haven't gotten as much playing time, to get a chance to play here at the College World Series?
I mean, everybody's great players. We have a stack load of players that we could put in whatever position. But just knowing, seeing CD get a at bat, seeing George get out there, just something that we're gonna look forward to. See CD getting his ABs in, and he's gonna be a great player. And I've seen him grow a lot from the fall, and all the work that George put in and paw in the cages and stuff like that. They're gonna be great players, and I'm just proud of them, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Again, if you have a question, please use the raise hand function. We'll go to David. Please state your name and affiliation.
David Kelly again, News 4 Tucson. Dante, what's the next few weeks going to be like for you in terms of rest and routine as you get ready for the draft and whatever potential professional opportunity may come your way?
I haven't even thought about that yet. I haven't thought any second about the next few weeks. I've just been out here trying to, give everything I got. So that's still where my head is right now.
All right. Thank you, Dante, for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all for participating. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.baritone.com, and transcripts are available at ncaa.com/transcripts. Thank you for joining us.